that was just, it's not usual like that. If that happened all the time, then then there's something wrong. But that accident happens all the time. But when it does happen, we're just we don't have obligations all the time. It doesn't happen often, so we can't have like 30 clowns waiting for that one night out of out of the year. There's something crazy like that happens.
Yeah. So basically, that means you completed the investigation?
Yes, and I looked up where they were, because every car, every cop car, they have GPS, so I could tell, where they were, and then, I also know from the 911 call if they were at another 911 call or what they were doing. So I know, with certainty that they weren't being lazy. They were actually at another, emergency 911 call. So they weren't doing anything wrong. It's like, you can't, if you go to the hospital and there's just, only 3 doctors and they're backed up, it's not that they're not doing the job. It's just that, they were so crazy that there was going on.
Okay, but couldn't they have sent another police car or something like that? Couldn't they have said, oh, I'm stuck on this highway and somebody's calling 911 and they need us, so couldn't they have sent another police car?
No, that's what I'm telling you, that if it was something, let's say one cop or let's say like a family or something,
No, I'm saying the cops that were called to my 911 case. So after it was taking 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, couldn't they have just called the precinct and said, hey, we're stuck on this highway. Somebody's calling for 911. You need to send somebody else because we're stuck on this highway.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, that you'll be surprised how, on a midnight, if there's only, let's say, 5 cars in the entire if there's only 4 or 5 cars, and one person is, let's say, if we arrest somebody, we gotta take these people to court, or, there's not enough personnel for that emergency, and that big emergency is not something that, happens every day, so we can't, foresee what happens,
Okay, so being that I didn't get help, what's going to happen now? I still didn't get help.
Yes, I mean, do you need help now? Do you want to do a report or something? Because when they went there, they said that the lady from the pharmacy, she said that she didn't see anything crazy. There was no fight, nobody was hurt. When they tried to call him back, he had already left. So I mean, if you
4.5 hours. I'm not going to wait 4.5 hours. So I was being stalked by a group of people, and those same group of people are still stalking me to this day. So my life is in danger, and the police never showed up. So being that you completed this investigation, did you send this to Internal Affairs?
Yes, they know. They come to report where the cops were and that they weren't being lazy. They definitely got that. They know that. But I mean, I could still help you if you're saying that these people are following you now.
How do I continue with this specific case, though, that the police took 4.5 hours? Do I have to call Internal Affairs back, being that the investigation is completed?
Yeah, you can call them and they'll see that where the cop was, and they're going to tell you the same thing. I mean, it's unfortunate, It's not something that, we're glad this happened. Of course not, we tried our best.
That your best wasn't good enough. Your best was not good enough. Nobody helped me.
Well, I'm telling you, we're sorry that day it was not good. I mean,
sorry's not enough. I was in danger and I could be dead. Sorry's not enough.
Oh, well, you're right. I mean, you're right. Well, I can't tell you anything that's going to make you, feel better about that one thing. But it's not, that's not what happens usually. But
so basically, since you completed the investigation, now I just contact Internal Affairs again.
Yeah, you can keep calling them and they'll tell you that I investigated investigated it, and that the cops were not, either acting out or being lazy. If that's what happened, then they would definitely get in trouble, and internal officials would see that themselves,
Not that they getting in trouble, not about anybody getting in trouble, but this fact is I called 911 and nobody responded to me for 4.5 hours. So I didn't get help that day. So let's say somebody would have shot me in my head and I would have been bleeding out, and 4.5 hours later the police decided to show up because they were stuck on the highway for 4.5 hours later, I wouldn't be alive.
Well, I can't tell you about what is. I'm never in control of the city, and I can't talk about what is. I can tell you about what we did that day. I explained to you what happened that day.
So they were stuck on the highway for 4.5 hours.
Yes.
The police who was called to the scene of my crime didn't arrive to me for 4.5 hours because they were stuck on the highway.
They were not. They're not. You're thinking I'm saying like they were stuck in traffic or something. They were responding to a bad accident on the highway. They were shutting down the highway, getting people, cut out of the car, things like that. It takes time.
Okay.
It's not like,
and you also didn't have enough staff that night, you said, right? You didn't have enough police officers working that night because it was midnight?
I'm telling you, midnight is not have the same personnel that, a day 12 or 12 had. So one big incident does, back up the radio and the phone calls. I mean, it's unfortunate. We tried to, do our best, but like you said, that night it took a long time. If you need help now, of course I can help you. Make a report and people.
Yeah, I'll still do that. I'll go to the precinct and do that. But I'm gonna continue with this case, so I guess I'm just gonna call internal affairs back, right?
Yeah, call them right back. Tell them, the date and the time, and they'll look it up.
Because I hear what you're saying, that, the cops were stuck on the highway because they had another accident, someone else was hurt for 4.5 hours, and you didn't have enough personnel. But none of that has anything to do with me. None of that is my problem. I called 911, and I expect the police to arrive in a timely manner because I had an emergency also. So if I'm living here in this country and I'm calling 911 and there's just not enough people to help me, that's inappropriate. That's unacceptable.
If you're very upset about it, there's just nothing that, I'm going to tell you that's going to explain to you the situation.
I'll just call internal affairs. Thank you, though.
All right, bye-bye.
So when I called 911, he's saying that the police who were supposed to respond to me weren't being lazy, that they were at another accident. They were on the Long Island Expressway, and there was like a bad accident or whatever like that, so they were stuck on that highway. And he also mentioned how, being that it was midnight that night, there's not as many cops working as the daytime. Hello, don't more accidents happen in the nighttime rather than the daytime? Hello, don't more criminals come out in the nighttime, not in the daytime? So being that I'm living in a country where if I call 911, the police might be backed up with other cases or other accidents, and there's not enough personnel to get to me, I could be dead right now. Thank the Lord I'm not, but I'm still going to continue with this case. I guess I have to call a lawyer. I guess I have to call internal affairs back and say, how much is this shit worth? Because that's unacceptable. Yeah, he's like, if you still want help, I can help you now. But like I said, if I would have got shot in my head that night, nobody would have been able to help me now. Today would not have happened for me. You understand? So I'm just going to call internal affairs back, and I'm glad because now the investigation's closed. He fucking found out what the fuck happened. So now I'm going to call internal affairs and get this money. Because that's unacceptable. 4.5 hours. I understand they got other cases. I understand there's other people who have emergencies too. But you're supposed to have enough personnel working. And if you don't, that's not my problem. That don't got shit to do with me. You're supposed to have enough cops to be able to serve everybody. If I have an accident, she has an accident, he has an accident. Like, come on now. Let's say something bad would happen. Let's say they would have shot up CVS. And we need the cops to come help us because there's a shooter in CVS. You're going to tell me that we would have all been dead because the other cops were on the highway helping someone else and they didn't have enough personnel to help us? No, that's unacceptable. That's still unacceptable. But at the beginning of this call, I didn't hear nothing he was saying because I was in the train and shit, and it was hard to hear. So that's why I came out the train, and I made him repeat himself to hear what the fuck the excuse was. That there was cops on the highway, on the Long Island Expressway. There was a bad accident. They were cutting people out of cars and shit like that. I hope they're okay, but like I said, that don't got shit to do with me. That don't got shit to do with me. So if I'm calling 911, if I needed somebody to come cut me out of a fucking car, I expect the cops to come running and cut me out of a fucking car too. Just like they was cutting whoever the fuck they was cutting out that car. And then he was also saying how, being that it was after midnight and shit, they didn't have as many cops as they did like during the daytime. Who's running this shit? Mayor de Blasio? Mayor de Blasio, what the fuck are you doing? Who's running this shit? Why are there not as many cops at midnight as there are in the daytime, when the daytime is people fucking working, and night was criminals coming out, rapists and shit like that, you feel me? So it's like, who's running this shit? I don't know who's running this shit, I don't give a fuck, but I'm glad I got him on my camera. I got him saying all that shit that, fucking 3 out, that they took 4.5 hours because they was at another, they were helping other people. That don't got shit to do with me. They should have been helping me too. Or they could have called somebody and said, oh, can you go help her and shit like that? She calling for 911 too. And he was saying that how, in the beginning of the call, he said that the 911 operator, all the 911 operator said is that I was being harassed, but that's not the truth. And when we get the 911 call, I was saying that I was being stalked by a group of people. I didn't say that I was being harassed by anybody. I said there was people stalking me. That sounds dangerous, you feel me? They could have tried to kill me and shit. So I don't care about the other cops taking 4.5 hours on the highway cutting people out of cars, and I don't care about them not having enough personnel. That in itself right there, you don't have enough personnel, that's not my problem. If I call 911, I'm a citizen of this country, I expect the cops to come running. If I have an emergency and I call 911 and I need the cops, they gotta come running. If you don't have enough personnel, that's your problem, not mine. You pay for that. I don't pay for that. I don't pay for that. You pay for that. The city of New York will pay for that.